Hello and welcome to the SVM Network. Today, March 27th, 2015, we're going to be talking about medical marijuana and a little bit about the impact that it's had here on the state of Arizona. In my opinion, the best MMJ doctors here in the state of Arizona are Green Star Doctors, located at 2515 North Scottsdale Road in Scottsdale, Arizona. Suite number 11, zip code 85257. Green Star Doctors have been at that location for quite a while now, and medical marijuana here in the state of Arizona is gaining ground. There's been a lot of hoops to jump through, and of course there's been a lot of growing pains associated with it. But I think one of the big things that impacted the whole nation as a whole is back on August 8th of 2013 when the CNN medical doctor, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, announced that he had completely reversed his stance on medical marijuana and that he was now in favor of it. Going back to that date, he says, over the last year, I have been working on a new documentary called Weed. And the title Weed, he said, may sound cavalier, but the content is not. He said he traveled around the world to interview medical leaders, experts, growers, and patients regarding medical marijuana. He said he spoke candidly to them, asking tough questions, and what he found was stunning. Long before he began this project, he had steadily reviewed the scientific literature and legislature on medical marijuana from the United States and thought that it was fairly unimpressive. Now, you have to realize that the nation as a whole had operated under the fact that marijuana was legal at a federal level for most of the time that we've been a nation here. And dating back to the late 1600s, a good almost 100 years before we became a nation in 1776, marijuana was a huge cash crop. Of course, hemp had been used a lot for different purposes: rope, paper, apparel, garments, and it was purely an economical reason, people think, in a lot of ways, why marijuana was ever made illegal and continued to be illegal in the first place. But the doctor goes on to say that reading papers 5 years ago, it was hard to make a case, he says, for medical marijuana, medicinal marijuana. He even wrote about this in Time magazine back in 2009. An article entitled "Why I Would Vote No on Pot." Well, he says now, I'm here to apologize. He says, I apologize because I didn't look hard enough until now. I didn't look far enough. I didn't review papers from smaller labs in other countries doing some remarkable research. And he was too dismissive of the loud chorus of legitimate patients whose symptoms improved on cannabis. Just yesterday, there was some, groundbreaking news in calling it a path-breaking bill that would legalize medical marijuana in states that allow it. It starts off by saying that Georgia's legislature overwhelmingly approved a bill that allows people suffering from certain medical conditions, including epilepsy and multiple sclerosis, as well as chronic pain, neck pain, back pain, headaches, of course, to treat their symptoms with cannabis oil that is low in THC but high in cannabidiol, a non-psychoactive compound with considerable medical promise. But like the CB laws adopted by 11 other states, Georgia's bill, which Governor Nathan Deal says he will in fact sign, still does not legalize production or sale of the medicine it permits patients to take. In fact, it says anyone who manufactures, distributes, dispenses, sells, or possesses with the intent to distribute low THC oil shall be guilty of a felony punishable by up to 10 years in prison. This bill does allow registered patients and their caregivers to possess up to 20 fluid ounces of CBD oil, but they will have to get it somewhere outside of Georgia and actually commit a federal felony by bringing it home. So there's still a lot of catch-22s associated with the legalization of marijuana, a lot of hoops to jump through, a lot of growing pains as it is becoming legal in more and more states, and looks like it's closer to becoming legal on a federal level. It looks like President Obama is actually in favor of it. He has about a year and a half left in office, so we'll see what happens during that time. A bill introduced in the U.S. Senate on March 10th, about 2.5 weeks ago, and in the House on Tuesday, would address that problem by decriminalization transportation of CBD oil from states that allow its production to states that allow its use. The Compassionate Access, Research Expansion, and Respect States Carers Act also would help patients in the 23 states that allow medical use of cannabis itself. So it looks like we're getting closer and closer to a solution for patients that wish to use and medical marijuana as a remedy or treatment for their pains and illnesses. Once again, if you have an issue and you're seeking the use of medical marijuana to help with an illness or symptoms that you suffer from, go to Green Star Doctors in Scottsdale, Arizona, and they will help.